Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss about the menstrual cycle, that is of human reproductive system chapter, okay, of class 12. So we have already discussed the spermatogenesis, oogenesis. We have seen the structure of sperm and also the ovum, okay. So now we are going to start with the menstrual cycle. Okay, now menstrual cycle, it is this cycle consists of events that start from one menstruation till the next menstruation is known as menstrual cycle. It is of 28 days on an average, you can say. So starting from one menstruation till the next menstruation, okay, this period in between is known as the menstrual cycle, and there are events that take place in between this menstrual cycle, okay. So we will be discussing events wise what are the events that take place in the menstrual cycle. So first is the menstruation phase, okay. The first phase that comes under menstrual cycle is the menstruation phase. So let's talk about this phase first, then one by one we will move to the next one. This menstruation phase, now we have to consider a calendar of a month, okay. Let's say it is July, so let's start from 1st July, okay. So the menstruation, that is from first of July to 6th day, let's look at 5th day, okay, 5th. So 1st to 5th day of this month there is menstruation phase that take place, okay. Now what exactly happened here? Menstruation means it's a regular discharge of blood and the mucosal tissue, okay, from the you can say that from the uterus, okay, through the vagina is known as menstruation process. So what releases, what discharged? Blood, regular discharge of blood plus mucosal tissue, okay. Mucosal tissue of uterine wall, okay. Mucosal tissue are the these tissues, they form lining over many internal organs of our body. So in this case the uterine wall, the uterine cavity, the wall that is cavity have a lining, has a lining of the mucosal tissue. Mainly here we are talking about the endometrium wall of uterine, where we see the mucosal tissue layering or lining, okay. So the blood plus mucosal tissue, okay, that discharged. Now it carries what? Mainly it carries unfertilized egg, okay. The unfertilized egg, that is not fused or fertilized by the sperm, that egg is going to released out of the body through blood and the broken endometrium wall. So broken endometrium wall means the wall is lined by what? Mucosal tissue. So that is why I have written here mucosal tissue of uterine wall, that is the broken endometrium wall. The endometrium wall breaks down, and along with these broken tissues, the unfertilized egg, through blood, it released out through the vagina, is known as menstruation, okay. Now it lasts for 3 days to 5th day. In some cases it is found even 6 to 7 days also it continues. It depends, it varies individual to individual, okay. So on an average first till 5th day it continues, 3 to 5th day, it continues. So Now this menstruation phase, after this, now during this menstruation phase, if we look into the hormonal impact, okay, then what is the scenario of the hormones during this stage? One, you can write here that FSH level remains low. So during this phase, hormone FSH level remains low, follicular stimulating hormone, this level remains low. Or you can say that most of the, all the, even the estrogen progesterone level also remains low during this phase, because it is a discharging that happening, so no hormones are actually actively functioning in this scenario. Okay, now along with these, two more information. First is the menarche, and second is the menopause. Okay, menarche is the first menstruation of a female's life cycle. Okay, that happens in between 12 to 15 years of age. Okay, and menopause is the last menstruation phase that take place in a female's life. That is in between, on average, 45 to 55 years of age. Okay, after that, no more menstruation that takes place in the female's body. This is the first one, this is the last one, menarche and menopause. Clear? Okay. Now, let's move on to the next phase. So next is, as I said, that what is the hormonal condition? FSH level remains low. Along with that, estrogen and progesterone level also remains low. Okay. So you can, along with the FSH, you can write here estrogen and progesterone level also remains low. Okay. So what we are doing, we are understanding the whole cycle, the events and the hormonal impacts during the menstrual cycle. These two things we are doing together. So these are the events that takes place here, and the hormonal condition is this during menstruation phase. Okay, fine. Now to the next event. Number one is done. The next phase is the follicular phase. Follicular phase starts from the 6th day, 1 to 5th menstruation. Okay, so from 6th day to 11th of the month, 11th day of the month. Okay, so remember one thing, that don't consider this as a date of the month, as it is, you may say at present you can say it's a 6th July, 11th July, but remember one thing, it may start at any point of time. Someone's menstruation may start from the 15th of month or 16th of month, so you have to start counting from the 16th. So how many days, which day it is, that does matter. So first 5 days, okay, the menstruation, then from 6th day to the 11th day, it is supposed to be follicular phase. Okay, now what happens here during follicular phase? Follicular phase, the follicles develop. From the, as the name reflects, the follicles develop. We have already seen in the oogenesis process the follicular development. Follicles means what? The layer development with the help of granulosa cells, if you remember, around the primary oocyte. Okay, the layers that develop. So these layers actually help in increasing, maturing the primary oocyte. So it actually helps also the meiosis 1 process to continue in the primary oocyte. So follicular phase, what happens here? From primary follicle, I am not writing in details here, primary follicle first, that matures into the secondary follicle, to tertiary follicle, and to finally we got Graafian follicle. So this is the follicular maturation sequence in order. Okay, so now this follicle, and one more thing, this is number one event that that takes place, the event. The second event that continues in this phase, under this phase, one is the construction of endometrium wall. That also starts during this phase only. Okay, the inner lining of the uterus, that is called endometrium wall, that also starts constructing itself, I mean with the help of hormones obviously. So these two events that take place during the follicular phase. Now what is the hormonal impact, which hormone is doing what now? If you remember, in the menstruation phase, the estrogen progesterone level along with the FSH remains low in that phase. In this phase, what happens? As the estrogen and progesterone level remains low, this triggers a signal to the anterior pituitary gland. So I am writing here, what was the actual starting? Estrogen and progesterone level remains low. Okay, this factor, okay, trigger, okay, anterior pituitary gland to release FSH. Okay, this factor, okay, triggers the anterior pituitary gland to release FSH, and then FSH in turn, what it does? It is doing this function. Okay, it is helping in the formation or in the development of the follicles one after another. It helps in maturing or developing the follicles one after another. Follicular stimulating hormone. So it stimulates the development of the follicles. Okay. Along with the FSH, as anterior pituitary gland is triggered, remember one thing, once you stimulate or trigger anterior pituitary gland, it is not only secrete FSH, it also secretes LH also along with it, luteinizing hormone. But FSH controls over the follicle formation. LH also helps in it. But FSH doing the dominant portion. Dominant role is played by the FSH. Okay. So this is the hormonal role that takes place during the follicular phase. Okay. I hope you are getting things. As much as simple way I am trying to explain. Okay, I am not making things very complicated. Remember boys, one thing, that the discussion, there is two types of discussion. This is the discussion that I am doing. It is what I am talking about. If this part covers the board, CBSE board examination, whatever I am talking, and I am entirely covering the syllabus what is there in the CBSE board. Now I can talk much more than these events that take place, but that covers the NEET part. Okay, so if you want to see that part, I will definitely make the video on that. So it's a separate NEET topic will be there. Anyways, so this is what the event that takes place in the follicular phase. So the event we have seen, and also we have seen here the hormonal role that is going on here. Okay, so now we will do the number 3. This is number 2 actually, follicular phase. Now we will see number 3 event, that is the ovulatory phase. Okay, ovulatory phase that starts, it continues from 12th day to 14th day of the cycle. Okay, ovulatory phase. So what happens, as the name reflects, the ovulation takes place. And we know what is ovulation? Rupturing of the Graafian follicle and releasing of the egg. That is the ovulation that takes place. Okay. Now, what is the role of hormones here? Remember, the follicles which are already developed in the previous phase. Okay. The follicles, they release estrogen. they release estrogen in this phase. So obviously level of estrogen increases. Level of estrogen now increases. Previous two level phases, what happened? Estrogen level was low. Now here, as follicles which are developed, the follicles started releasing estrogen. So now its level increases. Okay. Now estrogen, what it does? It does, two things it does. First of all, number one, it helps in building up the endometrium wall. So helps in building up endometrium wall. Okay. What next it is doing? The second function. Second function is that it helps in maturing the egg prior to ovulation. It helps maturing egg prior to ovulation. So before ovulation is done, okay, this estrogen helps the egg to get matured. Means, if you remember, what is that mature I am talking about? What kind of maturation it is happening here, and what estrogen is doing here? How? See, when the tertiary follicle developed, if you remember, it was secondary oocyte already. This secondary oocyte transformed into a mature egg cell, okay, with the help of this estrogen. With the help of this estrogen, okay. So these are the two major functions done by the estrogen in this phase, okay. So it helps in building up the endometrium wall and also helps in maturing the egg prior to ovulation. Now, lastly, one very important event that takes place here. This higher level of the estrogen, okay, it triggers again the anterior pituitary gland. The higher level of estrogen triggers or stimulates the anterior pituitary gland again, and it releases LH, luteinizing hormone. This LH is the hormone that ruptures the Graafian follicle. So rupture Graafian follicle, and which then we see the release of egg, that is the ovulation. Okay. So this is the story behind rupturing the Graafian follicle. The higher level of the estrogen triggers the anterior pituitary gland, which releases LH. LH ruptures the Graafian follicle, and the releasing of egg takes place. This is the ovulation that takes place. Okay. So see, again let's get a gist here. First of all, a higher level of estrogen that forms the endometrium wall, that helps in maturing the egg prior to ovulation, and also it helps releasing the LH, which in turn rupture the Graafian follicle, and which ultimately leads to the releasing of the egg, that is the ovulation. Okay. So these are the story that happens in the ovulatory phase, the events and the role of hormone. Okay. So you have to remember the role of hormones are very, very important. Along with the events, role of hormones are very important. So let's go to the next phase. This is all about the ovulatory phase. Okay. Now the next phase is number 4, luteal phase. Luteal phase continues from 15th, okay, from 15th day till 27th day. Okay, 15th day to 27th day, this luteal phase continues. Now what happens here? Suppose this is a Graafian follicle within which the egg is there. Okay, LH comes here, it ruptures the Graafian follicle, and the egg is released out. Ovulation done. The remaining part, once the egg goes out, now this remaining part of the Graafian follicle is known as corpus luteum. It's a yellowish, it looks like a yellowish substance, corpus luteum. The remaining part of the Graafian follicle, the left part of Graafian follicle, transforms into a structure, you can say better, okay, transform into a structure, yellowish substance known as corpus luteum. Okay. Now what happens? What corpus luteum does here? Corpus luteum releases progesterone mainly and estrogen. Now this progesterone mainly here dominates in building up the endometrium wall. In our previous phase, we have seen that estrogen dominates in building up the endometrium wall. Now, in this phase, progesterone is doing that. Progesterone is, dominating in the building up of the endometrium wall. Okay, estrogen also helps, but progesterone does the major part of building up of endometrium wall. Now, the question comes as why in every phase, starting from the follicular phases, why the endometrium wall is getting built up? It is getting built up because as the egg released in the ovulatory phase, okay, if the egg is get fused or fertilized by the sperm, then there will be chances of pregnancy. In that case, the endometrium wall is very, very important, because the fertilized egg, when matures into zygote, that zygote is going to implant it into the endometrium wall. Okay, that is called embedded in the endometrium wall, fixing. So there the embryo develops, fetus develops, so you can understand how important the endometrium wall is. That's why from the starting of from the time of the follicular development, endometrium wall in the uterus starts developing by the different impacts of the different hormones. Okay, so here also same thing happens. As the egg is already released, okay, now the chances of fertilization increases. So as a result of which progesterone secretes by the corpus luteum, and which ultimately triggers, okay, activating much more the building up of the endometrium wall. Okay, now if the egg is fertilized, okay, if the egg is fertilized, remember the corpus luteum released a special hormone known as HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. This is a hormone released by the corpus luteum when, if the egg is fertilized, if there is pregnancy. Okay, so it's better to say after fertilization, because remember one thing, that every fertilization doesn't lead to pregnancy. This is also a very important point. So if I make a perfect statement, so better say if there is pregnancy, then corpus luteum releases HCG. So you note down there, okay, if there is pregnancy, in that case HCG released by the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum in turn helps in maturing the endometrium wall, maturing, or you can say developing endometrium wall. So you can see how different hormones are influencing the development of endometrium wall. Okay, and then the egg is supposed, the fertilized egg, the zygote supposed to be embedded in the endometrium wall, and the further development will be continued. Okay, now if there is no fertilization, then what will happen? Okay, if there is no fertilization, remember, see, starting from the ovulatory phase till the luteal phase, you can see which hormone levels are very high. Estrogen, progesterone level is very high, even estrogen level is also very high, starting from the ovulatory phase till here. So progesterone level is also high, estrogen level is also high. So if there is no fertilization take place, then what will happen? Estrogen and progesterone level will go down. Okay, so by the end of luteal phase, forget about this. This story is when there is fertilization or when there is pregnancy. This story. if there is pregnancy. But if there is no pregnancy, no fertilization, then what will happen? We have already seen the progesterone level and the estrogen level is high, starting from the ovulatory phase till the luteal phase. And what they were doing, they were building up the endometrium wall. Okay, so what will happen if there is no fertilization take place? This level will go down. The estrogen and progesterone level will go down. So ultimately, as a consequence, what will happen? The endometrium wall will break. As a result of which, the endometrium wall breaks. The endometrium wall breaks down, because these are the two hormones finally who were actually controlling the building up of the endometrium wall. So when their level will go down suddenly, what will happen? The endometrium wall will shed, or it will break down. Understood? And then what will happen? The corpus luteum was there. Remember the corpus luteum? Corpus luteum, I am using a separate color here. What will happen to corpus luteum then? Corpus luteum, now in this case, separate color I am showing that this is the, if the egg is not fertilized. Okay, so this story, okay, the green zone, remember the green zone is if the egg is not fertilized, and this red zone is when the egg is fertilized. Okay, so this level goes down, the progesterone estrogen level goes down, endometrium wall breaks, and then what will happen? The corpus luteum will regress into corpus albicans. The corpus luteum will regress into corpus albicans. The term I have used here, regressed. What is that thing? Means structural breakdown. The corpus luteum structurally breaks down. Okay, damaged, structural damage into albicans, corpus albicans. This is another you can say structure. After the deterioration of the structure of the corpus luteum, this structure comes in existence after damaging. Okay, so how it gets damaged, how it gets regressed? By the macrophages. Macrophages are white blood cells of our body that helps in immune system, that helps in maintaining immunity of our body. Those macrophages, okay, they damage the corpus luteum, and there is a structural breakdown. It forms corpus albicans, and then this corpus albicans get further damaged. So there will be no use of the corpus albicans. It will totally damaged. Okay. So now what will happen? That endometrium wall broken down, the corpus luteum also regressed into corpus albicans. Its function is finished, destroyed. This is. So what will happen ultimately? What is left at the end of the luteal phase when it is not fertilized? Now here it is there is a unfertilized egg, right? And there is broken endometrium wall. So from here, what will happen? The menstruation phase, the first phase will start again. So 27th is done. So again from first, next will be the first day of the menstruation, where that unfertilized egg along with the broken wall, broken tissues of endometrium wall, as the mucosal tissues, okay, through the blood will be released out through vagina. So menstruation phase will start again after the luteal phase. Okay, so this is the whole, all the 4 events we have discussed in the menstruation cycle, and along with the hormonal impacts during the menstrual cycle. Okay, so if it is possible for you, make note of it. Okay, it is a very important discussion we have done today. I hope you understood it. Any question left, if you don't understand, you are always welcome to ask me. Now a very small part. I am going to give you an information small, and then I will finish this video for today. Remember, on this discussion that we have done, a graph is there in the NCERT. Okay, study that graph, it will help you. The whatever we have discussed, okay, listen to this video again and again, okay, understand what we have discussed, and then you see the graph there in the NCERT. It is given there. So very simple graph, you will understand. Lines of hormones there, days are there, on which day which hormone level increases, it is there, what is happening, which phase is coming one after another. Clearly visible the phases day wise there in the graph, and the two lines of hormones there, or okay, different FSH, LH or estrogen progesterone hormone level, in which day it goes to the peak. Means if the graph look like this, is a estrogen level, then peak means increase in level higher. Okay, so and there is a day here. Okay, so first will be menstruation, then follicular, then ovulation, then luteal phase will be there, and which level what hormone is going to be increased, so it will be there like this. So phases with a hormonal impact to the graph. Okay. If you want, first you go through the NCERT, first you see this video, the discussion, then you go through the NCERT. Still, if you have any doubt, I will discuss the graph, no problem. Okay. The small part now I am going to cover acrosome part. We already came to know the acrosome, the tip portion of the sperm where many enzymes are present. Some important enzymes present in the acrosome I am going to give you some name. Okay. Number one, you can write here hyaluronidase. Second, zona lysine, which is also known as acrosine. Number 3, corona penetrating substance, that is enzyme only. Okay. Number 4, protein digesting enzyme. Okay, and separately we can also mention about NPF as a metaphase promoting factor, and also APC, anaphase promoting complex. So these are the important enzymes which are present in the acrosome. Okay. So this sperm, okay, they break one after another the walls around the egg. First is the corona radiata, outer layer, then we see the zona pellucida layer. Okay, cell membrane is there. All layers need to be break down with the help of these enzymes. These enzymes there. Okay, and then the function of these enzymes will come. Understood? The metaphase promoting factor will trigger the metaphase in the egg cell, and then anaphase will be started, and meiosis 2 will be completed once it gets fertilized. Okay. So thank you so much for today. I will try very soon to upload the next video of this chapter. Okay. Thank you so much.